Listen carefully, because what I am about to say is going to make you uncomfortable. It will make you question your entire life, but if you can handle this truth, it will change your future forever. Do you know why you were broke? Do you know why money keeps running away from you? Do you know why? No matter how hard you work, it feels like you are still drowning while others seem to be flying. It is not because they are luckier. It is not because they are smarter. It is because their brain has been programmed to win with money, and yours has been programmed to lose, and until you reprogram it, you will live the same life over and over again. The first rule of money is this: money flows to the mind that respects it. Money runs from the mind that fears it. Poor people fear money. They say money is evil. They say rich people are greedy. They say money is not important, and then they spend their entire life suffering without it. Rich people think differently. They know money is neutral. Money is a tool. Money is energy, and if you learn how to control that energy, you can build freedom, legacy, and power. Look at your life right now. What do you see? Maybe you see debt. Maybe you see bills. Maybe you see a job you hate. Maybe you see a dream you buried because you thought it was impossible, and all of this came from one thing: the psychology of poverty. Poor mindset says, I cannot afford it. Rich mindset says, how can I afford it? Poor mindset says, I will work for money. Rich mindset says, I will make money work for me. Poor mindset says, I cannot take risks. Rich mindset says, without risk, there is no reward. Do you feel the difference? It is not about the amount of money you have in your pocket. It is about the amount of power you have in your mind. Money follows discipline. Money follows focus. Money follows courage. Every time you get paid, what do? Poor mindset spends it immediately. They think about pleasure. They think about comfort. They think about today. Rich mindset invests it immediately. They think about growth. They think about future. They think about tomorrow. Poor mindset buys clothes, shoes, gadgets just to look rich. Rich mindset buys assets, businesses, investments to become rich. And here is the irony: the poor mindset will laugh at the rich mindset, saying, why are you saving? Why are you investing? Why are you not enjoying life? But 10 years later, the poor mindset is still struggling, while the rich mindset is free and untouchable. You must understand your brain is wired by your environment, your parents, your teachers, your society. If they lived in scarcity, they programmed you with scarcity. They told you things like money doesn't grow on trees, we cannot afford that rich. People are selfish, you must get a safe job, you must not take risks. And all of those words became commands in your subconscious. And now, your brain is a prison repeating those commands without you even realizing it. You wake up every day, you go to a job you hate, you come home tired. You watch TV, you go to sleep, and you repeat it until you die, and you wonder why nothing changes. It is because your brain is trapped in poverty. Programming, but here's the good news. What has been programmed can be reprogrammed, and once you reprogram your mind, your entire financial reality will change. Do you know what the rich do differently? They feed their brain new codes. They read books about money. They surround themselves with successful people. They talk about ideas, not gossip. They learn skills, not waste time. They see opportunity where others see fear. They plant seeds where others eat the fruit, and then one day those seeds grow into forests of wealth, while the poor are still hungry because they ate everything and saved nothing. Ask yourself right now, are you planting seeds or are you eating everything? Do you think about your future or only today? Do you respect money or do you fear it? Do you control your spending or does your spending control you? These questions matter. More than your job, more than your degree, more than your background, because your mindset is your destiny. Money is not magic. It is mathematics. It is discipline. It is repetition. It is habits. And habits are built by psychology. If you build the right psychology, money will chase you. If you keep the wrong psychology, will chase money forever and never catch it. The choice is yours. Do you want to know the real secret of the rich? It is not a lottery. It is not a miracle. It is not even pure luck. The real secret is habits, because habits create results and results create destiny. The poor think habits do not matter. They say, I will do it later. I will start next year. I will change when life gets easier, but life never gets easier, and so they never change. The rich think differently. They know small habits compound into massive results. They know if you control your habits, You control your future. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They built habits that most people are too weak to keep. They wake up earlier. They read instead of wasting time. They invest instead of spending. They work on skills. When others are distracted, they sacrifice pleasure today for power tomorrow. This is the psychology of delayed gratification. Poor mindset says, I want it now. Rich mindset says, I will wait. Poor mindset eats the seed. Rich mindset plants the seed. Poor mindset buys luxury to look rich. Rich mindset builds assets to become rich. Poor mindset wants applause. Rich mindset wants freedom. Do you see the difference? Most people destroy their future because they cannot resist the temptation of the present. They buy things they cannot afford. They borrow money they cannot pay back. They waste time they will never get again, and then they wonder why they stay trapped in the same cycle. The answer is simple. They choose comfort over growth. Comfort is the most dangerous drug in the world. Comfort whispers, stay in bed. Comfort whispers, don't take risks. Comfort whispers, tomorrow. You will try, but tomorrow never comes, and every time you listen to comfort, you lose discipline, you lose growth, you lose freedom. Rich people are not addicted to comfort, they are addicted to growth. They know growth is uncomfortable. They know investing is uncomfortable. They know waking up early is uncomfortable. But they also know discomfort is the price of freedom. Comfort is the price of slavery. Think about this. Every dollar you spend today is a soldier you send into battle if you waste it on meaningless things. Those soldiers die with no return, but if you invest them in assets, businesses, knowledge, those soldiers come back with an army of more soldiers. This is how the rich think about money. Money is not paper. Money is an army. Money is freedom, and your habits decide whether that army fights for you or against you. You must ask yourself, what army are you building when you spend on things you do not need? You are building an army of debt when you waste hours scrolling social media. You are building an army of regret when you complain instead of learning. You are building an army of excuses, but when you invest in knowledge, you build an army of wisdom. When you invest in your health, you build an army of energy. When you invest in assets, you build an army of wealth. And that army will fight for you, even when you sleep. Most people never understand this because they are programmed to survive, not to thrive. They were taught to work for money, not to make money work for them. They were taught to trade time for dollars, not to create systems that print dollars even. When they rest, but the rich understand leverage. They understand habits are leverage, investments are leverage, skills are leverage, and once you build enough leverage, life bends in your favor, opportunities chase you, money flows to you, freedom opens to you. Remember this forever. Your future is hidden inside your daily routine. Your freedom is hidden inside your habits. Your wealth is hidden inside your patience. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are choosing slavery over freedom. Every time you delay your dream for pleasure, you are killing your destiny. And every time you sacrifice now for tomorrow, you are planting a tree that will feed you for the rest of your life. Listen carefully, because this is the part that most people ignore. Your pain can either be your prison or your power. Poor people use pain as an excuse. Rich people use pain as energy. Poor people say, I am broke, I am unlucky, I am stuck, and they stop. Their rich people say, I am broke, so I will learn. I am unlucky, so I will adapt. I am stuck, so I will fight. And that shift in psychology turns pain into fuel, pain into hunger, pain into power. The reason most people stay poor forever is not because they do not feel pain, but because they refuse to use it. Every rejection can be energy. Every failure can be fuel. Every loss can be a lesson. The poor see failure as the end. The rich see failure as the beginning. Think about money. Money is not emotional. Money does not care about your excuses. Money does not care about your pain. Money only cares about rules, discipline, and time. The poor cry about money. The rich study money. The poor blame money. The rich master money. The poor spend money to escape pain. The rich invest money to escape poverty. That is the difference between consumer psychology and investor psychology. Consumers want the quick hit. They want the dopamine, the applause, the fake status. But Investors want the delayed prize. They want freedom, legacy, and control. The greatest secret about money is this: money is a slave. Money is not meant to be your master, but most people work their entire lives as slaves to money. Why? Because they never learn to flip the script. They trade time for money forever. They are addicted to a paycheck, but the rich use their paycheck as a tool, not a prison. They use it to buy assets, not liabilities. They use it to buy freedom, not vanity. If your money does not make money, you are poor no matter how high your income is. But if your money makes money for you, then even in sleep, you are free. Assets are the foundation of wealth. Assets are anything that put money into your pocket. Liabilities are anything that take money out. Poor people confuse the two. They think a car is an asset when it is a liability. They think designer clothes are an asset when they are liabilities. They think a big house they cannot afford is an asset when it is a liability. The rich know better. The rich buy real assets. Assets like businesses assets, like stocks assets, like real estate assets, like intellectual property assets, like skills that print money forever. And once you own assets, your money works harder than you ever could. Here is the harsh truth: most people will never get rich, not because they cannot, but because they refuse to plant assets. They water comfort instead of assets. They feed distractions. Instead of assets, they protect their ego. Instead of assets, and so they spend their entire life as workers for those who chose differently. Rich people are not born rich. They're built by choices, sacrifices, and investments. Every rich person you admire had the same 24 hours as you, but they used them differently. They planted seeds while others partied. They studied while others complained. They invested while others wasted, and years later, the world calls them lucky. No, it was never luck. It was always leverage. Your pain can be your greatest investor. Every time you are broke, let it remind you to learn money skills. Every time you are rejected, let it remind you to adapt. Every time you are tired, let it remind you that freedom is worth it. You must take all your pain and recycle it into power, because if you do not, pain will recycle you into regret. Understand this: your money is a soldier, but your pain is the fire that trains that soldier. The poor run from pain, so they're soldiers. Stay weak. The rich embrace pain, so their soldiers become unstoppable. Do not ask for an easy life. Ask for a strong mind. Do not ask for comfort. Ask for courage. Do not ask for fast money. Ask for smart money, because smart money grows forever. Fast money dies tomorrow. The day you learn this truth, you stop chasing money, and money starts chasing you, because the universe rewards discipline and patience, not laziness and excuses. Money will serve you if you master it, but it will destroy you if you worship it. And the moment you turn your pain into power, you begin to rise above everyone who wasted theirs. Every rich life is built on a blueprint, and that blueprint is hidden inside the daily routine of the rich. If you want to know where you will be in 5 years, look at what you are doing every single day today, because your daily actions compound into your destiny. The poor wake up and react to life. The rich wake up and design life. The poor check their phone first. The rich check their vision first. The poor waste the morning. The rich own the morning, and whoever owns the morning owns the day. Your routine is not random. It is either your weapon or your weakness. Poor mindset says, I will wake up whenever I feel like it. Rich mindset says, I wake up with discipline. Poor mindset says, I will do it later. Rich mindset says, I do it now. Poor mindset says, I am too tired. Rich mindset says, I am too focused. This is why two people can start with the same opportunities and end in completely different worlds, because one person lived by emotions and the other lived by vision. Understand this: every skill you build is a seed of freedom. Poor people do not value skills, they only value entertainment. That is why they stay stuck. But rich people treat skills like currency, because skills are the only currency that never loses. Value skills compound forever. Skills cannot be stolen. Skills cannot be taxed. Skills cannot be inflated. Skills are wealth. Skills are leverage. When you master sales, when you master communication, when you master leadership, when you master marketing, when you master money management, you become unstoppable, because no matter where you are, No matter what happens in the economy, those skills will print money forever. Think of compounding not just with money, but with habits, with skills, with discipline. Every book you read compounds, every hour you practice compounds. Every dollar you invest compounds, every healthy choice compounds. Poor people cannot see this. Because they are addicted to instant gratification, they say, what is the point of saving $5? What is the point of reading one page? What is the point of learning one new skill? But the rich know that compounding turns small into massive. Compounding turns nothing into everything. Your life today is a reflection of yesterday's compounding. Your future will be a reflection of today's compounding if you waste today. You kill tomorrow if you plant today, you feed tomorrow. Stop thinking short term, start thinking long term. Stop asking how fast, ask how consistent. Stop asking how easy, ask how disciplined. The difference between poverty and wealth is not speed, it is patience. It is the ability to wait. It is the ability to believe in the invisible, the ability to water seeds that have not yet grown, and to keep watering them until they break through the ground. Freedom is the ultimate currency, not cars, not clothes, not fake luxury freedom. To wake up when you want freedom, to work on what you love, freedom to live. Where you choose freedom to say yes to opportunities and no to nonsense, but freedom does not. Come cheap freedom has a price tag. The price is discipline, the price is sacrifice, the price is patience. The price is consistency. Poor people want freedom. Without paying the price, rich people pay the price and then collect freedom forever. You must build a vision so strong it pulls you out of bed. You must build a purpose so deep it drowns your excuses. You must build a why so powerful that every obstacle looks small. Your vision must be bigger than your fears. Your why must be louder. Then your doubts, your purpose must be stronger than your pain, because when it is, you will no longer need motivation. You will live with obsession, and obsession creates empires. So design your blueprint, wake up earlier than the world, build skills like your life depends on it. Invest in assets. Daily compound every habit, every choice, every action, and never lose sight of the bigger vision, because the rich mindset is not about money, it is about freedom. It is about power. It is about control over your time, your energy, your destiny, and the truth is, you have the same. 24 hours as the richest people on earth. The only question is, how are you using them? At the end of the day, money is not the finish line. Money is only the tool. The real finish line is legacy. The question is not how much money you make, but how much impact you leave. Poor people only think about today. Rich people think about generations. Poor people think about survival. Rich people think about legacy, because legacy is immortality. Money can die with you, but legacy lives forever. When you use your wealth to change lives, to build opportunities, to create freedom for others, you live forever through them. You must ask yourself, what legacy are you building? Are you building a legacy of excuses, a legacy of wasted potential, a legacy of regret? Or are you building a legacy of strength, discipline, courage, wealth, freedom? The poor mindset dies with them. But the rich mindset lives for generations, because children do not listen to advice, they copy example. If you want your children or the next generation to be free, you must become free first. Your example will be their blueprint. Your sacrifice will be their foundation. Your wealth will be their opportunity, and your vision will be their permission to dream bigger. Abundance is not just money. Abundance is mindset. Abundance is waking up and saying there is always more opportunities, more growth, more freedom. Poor mindset says life is limited. Rich mindset says life is abundant. Poor mindset says I cannot afford it. Rich mindset says how can I afford it? Poor mindset sees obstacles. Rich mindset sees solutions. Poor mindset sees lack. Rich mindset sees leverage. When you rewire your brain to abundance, you stop competing with others and start competing with your potential, because there is no limit to what you can build except the limits you accept. Listen carefully, because this is the final truth. You are one decision away from a completely different life you can choose to stay. The same to waste your time to chase comfort, to repeat the cycle, or you can choose to break it, to sacrifice now. To build skills, to invest, to stay disciplined, and to create a life that your future self will thank you for, the choice is always yours, but the results are permanent. You cannot escape the law of cause and effect. Your actions will always echo into your destiny. And I will tell you this, regret is the most expensive debt in the world because you cannot pay it back with money. You cannot pay it back with time. You cannot pay it back with excuses. The only way to avoid regret is to live with discipline today. If you wait, it will be too late. If you act now, it will be just in time. Stop saying one day and make this day day. One, stop waiting for permission and give yourself permission. Stop watching others build their dream and start building yours. Your mind is the most powerful bank in the world. If you fill it with excuses, you withdraw poverty. If you fill it with discipline, you withdraw freedom. If you fill it with fear, you withdraw failure. If you fill it with courage, you withdraw success. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in the stock market or real estate. It is in your own mind. Because once your mind is rich, your life will follow. So hear me when I say this. You were not born to be average. You were not born to be weak. You were not born to be broke. You were born to rise, to grow, to conquer, to build, to lead, to live with freedom, to create a legacy that outlives your name. But that destiny will only come if you decide today. So choose wealth over poverty. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose freedom over slavery. Choose vision over excuses. Choose to become the kind of person who turns dreams into reality and pain into power. And if this message touched you, if it made you feel the fire inside, if it reminded you that you are capable of more, then do not just listen. Take action. Start now. Build today and never look back. And if you want more of this energy, more of this truth, more of this fire, then subscribe to this channel right now, because I promise you one thing, I will keep pushing you until you break every limit, until you destroy every excuse, until you build the life you deserve. So hit that subscribe button now, because your journey to wealth and freedom is only just beginning.